Hi folks, welcome to Follow the Leader, a podcast focused on telling character-driven stories through the use of GM-less tabletop games where we can all take the lead. You can find us on Twitter and Tumblr at FTLcast, and we also have a Patreon where you can support us at patreon.com/FTLcast. Today we're playing The Riot Starts by Riley Rethel. For those of you who are new to this game, here are the basics. This is not a place of life. Smoke and dust litter the air. Lines and lines of factories are all you can see, when you can even see. There is no sky, no stars, no sun, no moon. There is only work. Forever. Maybe some temporary solace comes in the form of bootleg wine, or flowers, or throwing a week's wage down the drain for a chance to see the sky. Besides that, it comes from those around you, if you're lucky. But it doesn't have to be this way, and that's the most important thing. The Riot Starts is a game of community and revolution inspired by the musical Hadestown by Anais Mitchell. I'm Jade, and you can find me at JadeOxfordRose on Twitter, and my pronouns are they, them. Playing with me today we have...
Hi, I'm Brian. I am from the podcast The Room Where It Happened. I use he, him pronouns. I'm bad at intros. You can find me on Twitter at RoomWherePod. If you want to check out our show, we're The Room Where It Happened on pretty much any of your podcatchers. If you want to listen to a show that I'm doing with Dora and Kales and a couple of other people from my crew, you can check out our brand new show, Dumb Kids Playing Hero, a Blades in the Dark Animorphs-inspired game. And that's all on the same Twitter feed.
I'm sorry, this is the first I'm hearing about this. What?
Oh, we'll talk about that. It's exciting stuff.
Hit me up, Doug.
It's good.
I seen it on Twitter.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know how this is the first I'm hearing of this, but what the fuck? Holy shit, this sounds amazing.
This is what you get for having a full-time job.
It's true.
Give more plugs.
Any more plugs, Brian, or you got...
No, thank you.
Okay.
Hello, my name is Zachary Frederickson. You can find me on Twitter at ObfuscatingGod, where you can pester me to start a writing Patreon. I need
nothing else to plug.
I need the external motivation.
And I'm Sam. I use he, him pronouns, and you can find me on Twitter at SAKLO. And you can't find any of my other stuff anywhere else because I don't want people to keep buying stuff from my Etsy store. I'm closing it. Stop buying my things.
Mood.
I feel so bad because I'm like 3 months behind on Etsy orders at this point, and I'm just going to give everybody a refund and close my store down because, like, I have like a job that, even though it's technically a part-time job, it takes my full-time energy to actually do that job. So I can't do that.
let me get one pickup you can put. I use he, him pronouns. Okay, just put that back in my introduction because I forgot.
Yeah, this is a first for a Follow the Leader recording.
I know there's so many dudes.
Yeah. I think this is the first time there's been more than 2 dudes at a time on this podcast.
Yeah, it's a novel experience.
I'm so used to being the only he, him on the podcast.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Not so since Zach joined, but, you know, for most of the first year.
Yeah. Our lines, things we absolutely do not want to see, are homophobia and transphobia, racism, sexism, violence against children and animals, sexual assault, domestic violence or intimate partner violence, and unwanted pregnancy. Our veils, things we're fine with addressing but will just fade to black on, are steamy situations, graphic descriptions of bodily harm, and terminal illness. Now that we've got all that, let's get started. So, Where to begin? Characters. Characters are always a solid place to begin. Though I suppose I'll quickly rattle through the core mechanic that we'll be using, which is in the right starts. There are two kinds of dice: community and alienation. Community dice represent unity, understanding, and cooperation. You add community dice when you're working together towards a common goal and keeping the interests of everyone in mind. They belong to the community and go into a collective pool. And then there are alienation dice, which represent selfishness, insecurity, and individualism. You take alienation dice when you're trying to take power for yourself or you feel isolated from your community. They belong to the individuals. And so once you've got those, you keep them. And as a group, we'll be working towards goals, and the dice is how we will work out how successful or not successful we are at achieving them. We've had our...
Just a question. The tokens. So, are the tokens the dice in our game?
I had the tokens set up, and then Zach was like, "I can make rollable dice tokens," and I was like, "Well, that's cool. Let's have that instead." So the dice were there before. The dice came second. The tokens were just there if we just had to do like the old school rolling, but now we have the alienation dice are black and the community dice are red.
Which I put a poster for Hadestown in the chat. So you can
I noticed that it was very scary all of a sudden. You added that I clicked a dice, and I'm like, "What happened? What did I do?"
Yes, I'm just illustrating that the dye colors I used are the
thematic
the thematic colors.
Yeah.
Of
Also, I found a good image when I was looking for something for Revolution, which was a popular image I've seen a lot, which is the word revolution in black with the word love reversed for the EVOL in the middle, which was also in red and black. So it worked out very nicely.
Yes,
wait, is that not just like the cover of the game?
No, I found that.
No, that's like a copyrighted image, I think. So.
Well, nobody has to see it.
Yeah, no, we're not making money off this.
Yeah.
We're not. This is not going on the Patreon.
Patreon.com//
All right. I mean, you don't have to call me out quite so explicitly.
We don't share our game boards on Patreon though because they're not interesting enough.
This is so much better than every game board I've created ever. Because we recently had to switch to recording remotely for a little while from recording all in one room, and I don't understand how Roll20 works. So every one of our Roll20 setups has been just this like esoteric, like I found an image and then I put tokens on top of it. Like,
wow. So I've actually used Roll20 for like my in-person games occasionally because it's easier to keep track of stuff for me using a computer thing. I have it just like up on the projector at school sometimes, like for encounters and stuff.
Nice.
Yeah.
So I just noticed
it's just like totally the opposite.
I just noticed that Zach and Sam have already stuck an alienation die in their sections of the board because that's part of character generation. There's a question.
Yeah.
Yep.
So, we had a quick chat about safety at the table before we started play. So that aspect has been done. One of the things I appreciate about the playtest material is it's a very strong game about asking questions about scenes and to give feedback. If you're enjoying things, if you're invested in certain things, to just keep that in mind. Also, one of the key points in the text is to make sure to keep the game hopeful. It's a story about revolution and community, about fighting against the forces of oppression. Things may go sour, and you can let yourself brood in darkness for a bit if it feels right, but never leave a session or game like that if you can help it. Hope is never completely lost. Look a little closer, and there's a crack in the wall. We have not discussed what kind of tone we want to go for, but I get the feeling this is a group that are not averse to being angsty. So who knows?
I get very sad about angsty stuff, but also I'll like lean into it, but I still get sad. I actually had a question for everybody. Are we going with the, because like my plan, because my character comes with like a built-in god backstory character that I also created, are we going with like, are we using just like the Roman Greek gods, or are we using our fantasy bullshit gods?
I didn't even think about that. I was presuming that it would be Greek.
I was not.
or maybe the devil.
The way Riley pitches the game is that it can be very hackable. A couple of us are not familiar. 3 out of 4 of us are not familiar at all, really, with Hadestown, despite its awesomeness that I've heard about. So really,
I've heard it's good. I don't know anything else about it.
One of us did homework. One of us is a fan. 2 of us are like, we got a varying scale on knowledge about Hadestown here. I know Greek mythology pretty well because I was one of those kids. So,
I mean, I was too, but yeah, the reason why I bring it up, of course, is because Galen has a god built into his backstory, but it's a god that I played in a game of Divine Mundane, like, a bajillion years ago, that I also made up for a game of Dungeon World that I DM'd for a bunch of people in my college dorm.
Well, yeah, we can, if people are happy to use the, Greek pantheon as written, the way the text is stated, it doesn't really name the it uses heroes from Greek mythology as references for the character playbooks, but beyond that I feel like it's pretty open. So, but if you want to keep it vague as to the specifics, sorry.
The only downside I would see with using this backstory god is that you have a much higher knowledge of that character than I or probably anyone else.
It's true. I don't think I've ever played that character on this podcast.
Yeah, so having
played that character on this podcast.
Having the shared background of knowing who Hades is and knowing who Hermes is and Persephone.
Yeah, so I can like pick I guess it'll be Zeus. That's the closest that's the closest parallel that I can think of to this the character as created was very, very based on Samothrace. But like a little bit less of a jerk. He was sort of thinking about it based on like Abad Samothrace.
Could be Hephaestus. He was the craftsman of the gods.
Yeah.
Well.
All right. Let's get into character creation. If we rattle through the name, pronouns, playbook, maybe give a little bit of the flavor text from the playbook and the backstory, and then we can go through and decide the bonds with each other. So, if people like that idea.
Yeah.
All right.
I have a pitch for you when we get to bonds, Zach.
Oh, okay.
So.
Okay. But Brian, you want to take the lead? I warned you were going to be first.
I know you warned me. I was still taken by surprise. Hi, I'm Brian. I've already said this part. I am going to be playing the engineer playbook. Sorry, let me get my documents pulled up. So I'm going to be playing the engineer playbook. It's inspired by Daedalus. They are inventive, focused, and historied individual. The backstory for the character is there's something or someone that you from your life that you feel like you've utterly failed. Who or what is it? How did you fail them? I don't know exactly how much of this I should read. Just stop me at any time. I'm
gonna read a lot of mine, so feel free to read a lot of yours.
I generate dice when I use my creativity and intellect. Basically, when I try and solve a problem creatively, or I build a machine to deal with it, I take a die, a community die, I imagine. And I am going to be playing one Mr. Wyatt Vancroft, he, him pronouns. He's a kind of a average height, striking sort of dude. He has fairly sharp features and a very defined sort of face. He keeps his hair in kind of the shaved sides, middle hair thing and a top knot. It's usually pretty messy. He is sarcastic and cold and generally looks like he's doing math every time he's looking at you. And yeah, so I need to put the backstory thing here, right?
I assume, we should probably share those. You don't have to go into too much detail because that's actually the thing that I was struggling a little bit with mine character creation, but please.
That's fair. And we're just, I guess, we're still fine. This is the underworld. We're all dead.
Oh, yeah, we're dead.
We all dead.
Oh, yeah, we're dead.
We dead.
Yeah.
Our souls are consigned to endless labor.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, okay. There is a guy from when he was, I guess, still alive, that he could not save, despite all of his machinations. They still ended up in the underworld. Conspicuously, that fella who also died with Wyatt is not here, but Wyatt is. So, there's that.
So could be in the fields of Elysium.
Yep.
All right. And we'll do the bond once everyone's introduced their characters.
Yeah. Okay.
Cool. Is it me?
Zachary. Yes.
Hello, everybody. It's wonderful to be here as well to meet all of you. My name is Mr. Hereafter T undersigned Esquire.
I'm
What?
so happy about
The
this.
fuck?
I still win for name length, but I appreciate it.
Mr. Hereafter T undersigned Esquire is a lawyer. I am playing the cheater playbook. The cheater is described thusly: you tried as hard as you could to never end up here, using every trick in the book and more, but death catches up to everyone eventually. Inspired, of course, by the myth of Sisyphus. I'm a sly, clever, and determined individual. I have no idea what Mr. Hereafter T undersigned Esquire looks like, besides the fact that he has a winning smile. He is. He's good at his job, and his job is making deals. Of course, one deal ended up biting him in the ass, and he ended up here. That's the past, and we're looking toward the future. So my backstory question is, when I arrived in the underworld, there was a special punishment waiting for me. What was it? How did I escape? And how do I still carry it with me? I know what that is. Do you want me to describe it?
I mean, yeah.
So, I'm a lawyer. I'm a contract man. And so, when I came down, I was given my own contract that I had to copy down onto a stack of papers, and the stack of papers was magicked such that every time I finished the contract, it would fade from the pages, and I would have to start over.
Oof.
Very Sisyphean. Mm-hmm. Of course, if I let that stand, I would still be where I am, and I am no longer in that chair at that desk. Because I realized that the enchantment was not on the ink, but on the paper. So I just had to find somewhere else to write all that legalese. And so I tattooed it over the entirety of my body.
Fuck yes.
Shit.
Yes. Good.
Neck down.
Shit.
Fucking character concepts are so goddamn cool every week.
Thank you. And so I carry it with me because I still, tattoos stop feeling like skin once you've done them. They feel different, and I can still feel the words.
Fuck.
Nice.
And also my die generation move is that I add dice when I avoid or subvert a problem instead of facing it head on.
How the fuck am I supposed to follow up on that? All right.
Zach, can I pitch you on the look of Mr. Hereafter?
Sure.
Mr. Hereafter, everybody would describe him differently every time they see him, except for, the fact that he has a winning smile. Basically, he looks slightly different to everybody who he encounters.
Yeah, because I am basically a mirror, because my job is to reflect what people see in themselves.
I guess also the
Cool.
tattoos, but yeah.
and a
There's
tattoo.
also tattoos.
Yeah.
I wear a suit over those.
That's
to
fair.
be sure.
Yeah, you're a professional.
I'm a professional.
Well, hi, I'm Sam. I'm going to be playing Galen, guarded by the grace and glory of our illustrious Shining Lord, once again. My good boy. I'm using the playbook The Hero. So The Hero is based on, like, Hercules. So you have, a grand and important quest. My backstory question was, being a hero is lonely and tragic work, and most only do it when there's no more options left. What or who did you lose that led you here? So Galen was the king of a city-state, and he lost that throne to a coup of some sort. And he was on a quest to return himself to the throne given to him by the god Apollo, because I realized that the most important thing about his original backstory god was that he was the god of the sun. And of gold and of other various things. But the sun was important because baked right into his name is our illustrious Shining Lord, a reference to the sun.
That's yeah.
So it's Apollo.
Oh.
Yeah, it was just right there the whole time.
Yeah, it sure was. So Apollo was like, I gave your family this city-state. We gave it to you. You gotta go get that shit back. And so he died on that quest. One of the people who had originally led the coup managed to find him where he was trying to regain power off, like, in the farmlands in the areas of the city-state where he was attempting to, regain his authority. And stabbed him.
Oh, no, not with a knife.
With a knife! So my... Oh, wait. There was something else. My bond is... I'm on a quest for someone important and powerful, the god Apollo. What is that quest? To regain my throne. If I'm still pursuing it, add an alienation die. If I've abandoned that goal for the group, add a community die. I am somehow still pursuing this goal. I'm going to escape from the underworld and take back my throne.
Hey, it's been done before.
Listen,
Sure
aim
it
high,
has.
shoot your shot.
Exactly. So I took an alienation die because I'm fucking going for it still.
Hell yeah. I also took an alienation die because of my bond.
I took an alienation die because I saw two other people do it and I thought we were supposed to.
It's based on your bond.
Okay.
So
We're
yeah.
gonna put that
you
back
may
right there.
you may still want to take it. I don't know.
I know, it's true. But I thought it was just part of the beginning of the game.
You're good. You're good.
You're good, yeah.
Anything more on Galen?
My dice rolling, dice acquisition move is I am a sucker for sacrifice and a slave to my pride. Add dice when I take somebody else's place.
Oh, that's interesting. So you get
Yeah.
simultaneous community and alienation die.
Yep. Seems like it.
Because you're acting selfishly, but also because you like acting selfishly, you get alienation dice.
Yep.
Well, that's fun.
Interesting.
All right. I am using the Rebel playbook. You were sentenced to death for doing what was right, and it led you to another land of corruption and tyranny. You fought for your rights in life. You sure as hell won't stop now. The Rebel is inspired by the myth of Antigone, and they are a headstrong, contrarian, and rebellious individual. My character's name is Juniper Aurelius, and she uses she/her pronouns. You can tell how often I play characters with they/them pronouns, don't you? Just rolls off the tongue like it was meant to be there. No, she uses she/her pronouns. dark brown skin, cropped curly, grey-white hair, glasses piercing through the eyebrow. Older lady when she died, like 60s, maybe even early 70s. I'll drop a picture of her in our little group chat because
I do want to... Sorry. My icon on Roll20 is still Galen because that's the last time I played an actual game on Roll20.
Oh.
Oh, nice.
This was
Bless you.
This was a character created by accident in a Pit Crew Maker, and I was like, who is she? And have been trying to figure out something about her since, and this felt like the right time to use her. The backstory is, what is the value or idea that you died defending? And this is where Jade bumped up a little bit against our lines, because all the things that I would be fighting for as a person are all sort of against things that we don't do in this podcast, because we play games to not have to deal with the shitty reality of a lot of stuff.
Mm-hmm.
But Juniper is one of those people that's been fighting for rights for people for a very long time. I think she's a trans woman of color. She's been doing this for years, and now she's been leading, teaching kids how to do protests, how to fight. And it's basically just like, people deserve rights. It's basic human rights, and that's what she's been fighting for, and she's always been fighting for. And I think that is how she died, is because she was taken out by people because you cut the head off a snake, kind of a vibe. And the hope was that with her gone, the group that she was a part of wouldn't be as effective. So, I generate die generation. You've learned not to fear being seen as a transgressor. Add dice when you make your let others know your objections or act in a way that will impact others without asking permission. So I'm going to reread that because I think that's a typo in there, and I'm trying to.
Yes.
When
you let others know your objections.
Yeah. Okay. Or act in. All right then. This might be a similar thing to the hero then, in which it could be alienation or community dice based situation.
I think all of the dive generation ones are like that.
Okay. I possibly did not do enough reading in depth. But there we go. That is Juniper. So let's roll back up and go through bonds. So Wyatt? Is it Wyatt or Wyatt?
Wyatt.
Wyatt. Okay.
Wyatt. Okay, so who be sentences. Who want be see me as mentor?
Yeah, well, you should read the body.
Yeah,
Oh, I should. I'm sorry.
Make life easier for yourself.
I would tell whoever's editing this to take it out, but they'll hoist me on my own petard on that because I never take shit out.
It's probably going to be Dora, so yeah.
I see you, Dora.
Love you, Dora.
One of the others regards you as some sort of mentor who, if you keep your distance out of fear of screwing it up, take an alienation die. If you embrace it, take a community die. Who wants to see this, like, kind of like mid to late 20-something, like, burned out wonderkin, as like a mentor?
What kind of stuff did he make in life? What was his deal?
In life, he was basically like a mechanical engineer, focusing like heavily on automation, ostensibly for like good reasons, but he just likes he's a guy who's like most about the project and like has good intentions for the project, but the project is the idea. So
the problem is we've picked a cheater, a hero, and a rebel.
Yeah,
none of which seem like they're the type who are predilected to believe to being mentees. I know that hereafter, He's like, I'm not going to listen to anybody else. I know my thing.
I mean, looking at the other words, like inventive, focused, and historied individual, like I can see it says a mentor of sorts or a sort of mentor.
Yeah, not necessarily like, yes, you too want to build things.
I'll tell you what, how about we go, everyone describes what their bond is. As long as everybody's got a bond with somebody else, as long as there's enough ties around, we can then like see just like, oh, maybe you just want to have a
that's what
bond
I
with
was
the character.
Yeah, that's what I was about to suggest. Like maybe let's feel it out a little, like put more
Because like my bond isn't with another character. My bond is with some greater being.
Yeah.
Which is wild.
Yeah.
Yeah. My bond is, another player's secret. Who? Why did they tell you? If you hold it over them, add an alienation die. If you respect what they told you in confidence, add a community die.
I can't believe you're already holding it over them without knowing who the bond was.
Yes, I took an alienation die because it doesn't
No matter who it is, you'd hold it over them.
Leverage is leverage. All right? It's an important thing in the law world.
I had my pitch for you for this. Because Wyatt, the secret that you hold is we're all in, like, it's some kind of like depression era, like post-industrial like hellscape is the idea here, right?
That's definitely the Hades Town.
Yeah, if we're leaning
vibe.
heavy into the Hades Town sort of imagery and everything. So they're in this factory. There's got to be a machine everybody works on that makes the things that whatever the factory makes, right?
Yeah.
And somebody had to build that machine.
Sure.
Wyatt, buddy.
Yeah, he makes bad decisions. Welcome to Wyatt Land.
Literally a tool of the corporate machine.
You know that Wyatt built the machine. It's also his contract. It's the reason why. The thing I was thinking about is Wyatt ended up with a very similar punishment to is it hearsay?
Hereafter.
Hereafter. Sorry, I'm gonna probably end up calling this person hearsay a
You can just
thousand
call him
times.
Mr. Undersigned.
Mr. Undersigned. Yeah, that's easier to say. I won't screw that up too.
There's not a million variations of Undersigned like there is hereafter. Hereafter, thereafter, heretofore.
Wyatt got contracted to like build the machine, and the contract said when the machine was done, you're done. But we keep adding new workers, and the factory keeps getting bigger.
The work is never done.
The work is never done.
That is an arc phrase from Hades Town.
Yep. And you like you're the contract guy, right? Like we had to make it legal and above board.
Totally.
Yeah.
Yeah, I am the contractor.
Nice.
In a very literal sense.
All right.
I dig that. Okay. Yeah. And I know you built the machine, and I hold that over you to get things that I need.
Nice.
All right.
The bond.
What's your bond?
For the rebel is you feel that you found a new or actual sibling in your new underworld community. Name which player character you feel closest to. If they would rather you not participate in the revolution to keep you safe, take an alienation die. If they support your involvement, add a community die. So, So someone has to see Wyatt as a mentor, and
somebody has to be someone's new sibling.
I feel like Juniper would be all over that lovable scamp hereafter. Like,
I feel like maybe Galen would be like would be kind of protective because he had a sister in his life.
How old is he, though?
He is like 25.
Yeah, nah, that won't. You're all babies, is the thing.
We're all the
babies
babiest.
Is the problem.
I am baby. I mean, hereafter is maybe a weird ageless entity. I don't know.
Weird ageless baby.
Actually, wait. I think I want Galen to still be baby. He's like 30, because like 25 was like he was still king at 25.
I mean, we can be
trying
very loose with the idea of like sibling and maybe like niece nephew.
If you're feeling that, Sam, then
it would be funny if like. It would be funny if Galen is like, yes, this old lady is my sister now. And the old lady is like, no. Excuse me?
Yeah, I feel Juniper's got
you
that.
You are baby.
Could be like 50, could be 70, like got that. You don't ask this woman her age because she'll just look at you if you try. And you're like, you know what? I'm going to leave without needing to know the answer to that question.
He's going to call her Junie.
I love this already.
All right, okay, and
I could feel Jade's skin crawl through this microphone.
Yeah, a little bit. And so Galen does not want Junie. Oh, Juniper, I hate this so much. It's very good, Sam. I love the choice you've made, and I hate everything.
This nickname brought to you by one of my students' name is Juniper and goes by Junie.
So would he rather she did not participate in the revolution?
I feel like
he's
extremely for revolution.
Okay. So
but in a like, yeah, I believe in you. Go ahead and do that, cuz like he's also been like seeding
all right,
quote unquote revolution in his life, trying to get his fucking throne back.
All right, then we've finally got a dice in the community pool.
Woo!
Then I will take. I will use Wyatt as my mentor because, like, I can see Juniper being into machines and stuff like that and wanting to understand. Oh, here's a fun thing. She wants to know how to break the machine.
Yeah, I love that. Yeah.
Oh, love it.
She wants to be able to like. Systematically like be like a like gremlin, like what's it called, Ghost in the Machine or Gremlins, like it just breaks. Oh, we can't work for a couple of hours. Like she wants to be able to fuck with the machine to like create pockets of where people can breathe. And so yeah, I like that.
I love that.
Yeah, hell yeah.
Okay. All right, that's bonds then. Next, what we have to do is build our community. So let me just... community creation. Welcome to the underworld. Choose from each of the following prompts to create the hell you live in. We have to choose 2 to 3 hindrances, 2 to 3 things we lack, and 1 to 2 things that we actually have. I've got these all detailed in the GDoc. They're also in the PDF. So I saw that somebody highlighted one of the possible hindrances.
That was your boy, but we're already doing that thing like from the jump.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So do we want to pick something different then for the hindrance, as that's sort of been baked into a couple of the playbooks?
Yeah. I mean, to be fair, like the synchronicity of it could mean that we should pick it. Codify it.
The only thing is, I am struggling to think of what contract Juniper might have signed.
Well, we've already established that these contracts are pretty fucky. Like, yeah.
Could have been like, yeah, I'll sign your contract so I can get down there and do it from the inside.
Or Juniper got tricked, sold a bill of goods.
Maybe.
Or
they did something as a kid, like when she was trying to...
Yeah.
Like a really long time ago.
Yeah, like you made a proverbial deal with the devil to get a thing to happen.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I guess that's a good thing for Galen, too, to, why would Galen sign this contract? He made a proverbial deal with the devil to try to get his goal.
Yeah, and work with me for a period of time. And then once your thing is over, I'll give you some soldiers.
Mm.
All right.
Unfortunately, you just can't keep hitting. You can't hit them quotas. You're listen, Galen. I'm gonna have to have a talk with you about your production levels.
Oh my god! I just cringed. Ugh.
It's rough.
All right, so that's number 1. Any others that are really speaking to people?
I low-key like the sight of Elysium and the distance beckoning, but that's because I'm a fucking angst monster. So
I love it. Let's fucking do it. I was also looking at that
high
one.
five, Sam.
All right.
Yeah. Side of Elysium.
All right.
And that's, I like that, because if the monster is capitalism,
And it always is.
Monsters always capitalism.
one of the ways that capitalism tricks you is by making you think that you can become rich someday.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's like the temporarily embarrassed millionaires thing.
All right. Okay. And one more. Because I like there being many hindrances.
That's fair.
Yeah, sure.
I like a once revolutionary song co-opted long ago by your oppressors.
I can
Yeah.
roll
We don't
with
have
that.
to choose that one, but
I
I,
can
like
roll
that
with it.
one.
The other thing that I was thinking is we should maybe have a character. Because these two are concepts
Yes.
and
Agreed.
Oh, yeah.
things. We could get a proper noun in there.
That
There's a few of them. Local law enforcement officer with their eye on you. The fear-mongering king who sees you only as tools. The kind queen who convinces the workers that they should not strike. The guard dog who snarls at you as you pass. And the corrupt judge who cares only for power. Those are all interesting.
They are, yeah.
They are. So I mean, like the kind queen, that's Persephone
yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, in the
in the original
Yeah.
like mythos.
Yes.
Yes.
What do
I
you-
was just thinking, like,
Go for it, Sam. No, you go.
no,
You go.
Okay.
Somebody has to go for it.
Somebody has to go for it. Thinking about sort of Galen's original backstory, where his sister was sort of the real power behind the throne, where she was like, he was ostensibly the leader of the country, but he wasn't really doing any of it. It was all Fowlin, which means wolf,
Nice.
which I loved that about. I keep choosing like fucking Welsh names, and it's like this doesn't work with the Greek setting, but I'm just gonna roll with it. Or the sort of Greek
American.
idea here.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. But kind queen, we could sort of twist it a little bit and make it so like, what if the reason that Galen was deposed was because his sister died, so shit no longer really got done, which is why he got deposed. And when he gets down here, he realizes that his sister is now running like the underworld.
Sure. Yeah, for context for Hadestown, in Hadestown, Persephone runs a speakeasy where people can, instead of getting like upset at the situation that they're in, she gives them like little tastes of the outside world, and that in some ways keeps them complacent.
Ugh.
Ugh.
It's very good. And very
It's
upsetting.
good, but it also makes me very...
Because she gets to leave every 6 months.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And when she comes down with like, a suitcase full of sunshine, a sunrise in a bottle and stuff. And like, here, you can have this stuff to remind you of the world outside, but she doesn't do anything materially to help them.
Yeah.
She just gives them.
I like that a lot.
Yeah.
All right. So we got the 3.
Yes.
Got this list of I'm going to rattle through this list because we get to pick 2 to 3 things we lack and 1 to 2 we have. I'll rattle through these for the listening audience. Meeting spaces, public transport, side of the sky, a sense of purpose, long distance communication, a common tongue, space to be alone, a way to spread knowledge, childcare, a good reputation, leisure time, community rituals, permission to be vulnerable with each other, a shared understanding of history, an ally at the top, privacy, a safe space from violence, entertainment made for more than profit, and access to a non-hierarchical views of the world.
Yes. And these are, we pick from this list, we pick 2 to 3 things we lack and 1 to 2 things we have.
Yeah, and a lot of the goals can be as simple as trying to get one of these things that we don't have. Like, it's one of the things they suggest. Your hindrances and your lacks and your haves are really good ways to help you figure out goals and to frame scenes. Does anyone have anything that really makes them go, ooh?
An ally at the top.
As
perhaps?
a lack?
Not as a lack, as a...
Oh.
Maybe as a goal.
Oh, that's,
well,
yeah.
if it's a goal, then we don't have it yet.
And we don't have it yet. No,
then so it would be currently a lack.
Yeah.
True. Sorry. Yes, you're right.
Okay. I like that.
I'm down.
Yeah.
I was digging. What was it? Leisure time as a lack, but entertainment for more than profit as like a thing we already have. So like they're in conflict there.
Oh, interesting.
Oh, nice. My apologies to whoever's editing this. I extremely need to eat something or I'm going to die. I have some trail mix.
I mean, I can hear it still.
And my apologies to you guys. I've grabbed a handful.
And now, okay, so now at the top. So how does that that like juxtaposition or that like tension like work between leisure time being a lack but entertainment being a have? What does that look like?
Like in my head it causes like points of consternation, especially for the management system of the factory. So you have people who are disappearing or trying to sneak off, thus getting them in trouble, thus hurting morale, and creating kind of like a weird negative feedback spiral.
So there's entertainers here that we are not allowed to see, but people go to see them anyway.
I didn't think of that, but that's good. Yeah.
Oh, I was just trying to like figure out how those two things intersect.
Yeah, no, that's
like is it like some like upper management stuff that exists for people who run this place to enjoy, but other people want it, but they don't have like the time to get it.
I like the friction there. I'm not sure if we get about articulating it within the amount of time we have.
Yeah, that's fair.
To really get our teeth into doing it.
Yeah.
I really like as a thing we have as community rituals.
Okay.
Like little ways people have found to connect to each other. Like these little moments.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I like that.
And maybe how they're overseen. Just like, oh, the people, this makes them feel like people. Sure. Or maybe it's a thing they've found ways to do away from the sight of the overseers and stuff like that. But like, as simple as like doing things at meal times, or like finding ways, things to celebrate, little moments to create a community. So.
Totally.
And that also gives people things to not show up to if they want. All right. So that's a thing we have. Because also once you have something like that, it's really easy to go, well, I want more things.
Totally.
I dig it.
All right.
I like it.
Another have.
I mean, it's already like in the description, but we don't. Well, no, because we have Elysium in the distance beckoning, so we have like a sight of the sky, in a sense.
Yeah.
Maybe space to be alone is a lack.
I like that. Like if everything's like sleeping in dormitories, eating in cafeterias.
Yes, exactly.
Nice, I like that a lot.
You're never really truly alone here.
How about a way to spread knowledge as a lack?
I like that,
Sure.
yeah.
Knowledge is power.
Also,
We don't have access to a printing press.
I just realized that you were putting all these things in the Roll20 because I was sitting over the Google Doc going, why is nobody doing it?
I mean, you can add it to the Google Doc as well.
Same.
It's fine. No, we've got it in one spot. That's all that we really need.
I figured we're more likely to be looking at the Roll20 once we get into game.
All right. We need at least... Do we want one more thing to have, or are we okay with community rituals?
I like having one more thing.
Yeah.
Be access to non-hierarchical views of the world, because Juniper is here.
Right. And we're all ostensibly like a weird melting pot of cultures in theory, because the underworld all filters into the same place.
Yeah.
I like that. I like that a lot.
So we've got, we've got people who have known other ways of life, even if they're forgetting them.
Yeah. Okay. That, I believe, is all the setup.
Hot.
So, playing the game. We got to figure out our first goal. Figure out your group's first goal. Maybe you're starting with the goal of forming a group in the first place, or starting a union with other souls. Maybe you're trying to convince an underworld public figure to join your revolutionary cause, or writing pamphlets. Use inspiration from the hindrances and lacks you chose on the community creation page to fuel the desire for change. So. Everybody seems to know at least one of the others,
Right.
Yes.
Already, which is good.
I know that I know Wyatt. I probably know about everyone else, though.
Yeah.
Because that's, part of my Uber. I don't know that I am personally acquainted with anybody else, though.
Sure. Is it as simple as trying to start a union, or is it trying to...
Oh, fuck, are we unionizing? Hell yeah.
Man, I love me some Pinkertons. Like...
Yeah, I mean, it could be that. It could be forming a adventuring party, for lack of a better term.
Band.
Forming our collective, our group. Trying to figure out what ways that people can be... what we, pooling our skills and resources and figuring out what we can do with them.
I like that.
Or convincing each other that we should pool our skills and resources. Okay.
I like that second thing a little bit better.
Yeah, disclosure. I am not intending for Hereafter to begin this game with any inclination to help anybody other than himself. Right now, he's not a good dude.
Yeah, I figured, but thank you for clarifying.
So, what I'm just saying is that he will, I want him to become better.
Yeah.
But he is not going to make his jump first. So, in terms of like framing scenes and who wants who to be where. Just something to think about.
Yeah, I guess on the same boat, I was playing Wyatt already at rock. He's at rock bottom, so it's like, I'm like, let's start at the bottom and then we'll go up. Like, that way we can get hopeful notes by the end of the thing.
Well, then why don't we think of it like forming a group, or gather your party. It is literally just like, because the good thing is about everybody knowing one of the others, at least, is like, we need to organize.
Yes.
Maybe that's what the goal is. We need to organize.
We need to convince each other that we need to organize.
All right. I'll stick them. Goal the first. Organize / form a group. Don't tell me that organize is incorrectly spelled when I use an S. Roll 20. I'm English. Leave me alone. Fucking wanted me to use Zs all over the place. Yes, I said Z. I stand by it.
Roll20 confirmed American. Yankee.
What's I gonna say? Are we sticking with the Depression era aesthetics?
I like the aesthetic. I think Juniper in my head is a more contemporary kind of vibe.
Oh, yeah.
But I like the idea that the underworld is sort of rolling back and is still in that kind of Dust Bowl vibe going on, like that industrial vibe.
Yeah.
So
Everyone's got suspenders and overalls,
Yeah.
and
everybody looks good like that. Is
True. Yeah.
It's true.
just take some, go on Google and look up some pictures of the Hades Town like
good costume.
costuming. Yeah,
That's also really funny because like Galen is wearing like 17th century court attire in his like usual design, and I was like imagining him wearing that still in this factory setting.
it's gonna
Just,
get
like-
dirty.
Takes off the like embroidered coat. He's wearing like a waistcoat and like fucking knee length trousers and like the socks, but like it's very much like obviously a little bit anachronistic.
Mm-hmm.
I love it.
Sure.
It's like good.
That makes my earlier joke of like Galen sitting down to talk about his production numbers so much funnier. Frankly, just like sitting in like a bad office and like an uncomfortable chair across from like some middle management cog, like
wearing like a fucking like sea green taffeta pants, like.
There has certainly been an online comedy web series that tackles that very concept.
Has there?
I'm sure they keep making them.
You're probably correct there.
Law of averages.
Okay, I've just dropped some dropping some pictures in the chat
Yeah,
for
look at all those leather overalls.
These costumes are sexy as hell.
Mhm.
I love it.
okay.
Good old
Sexy
Hades.
costuming.
All right. So we have our goal. We're gonna keep. What was that? Are we agreed it's that sort of depression vibe, depression era
Oh, yeah.
vibe? I should say. Let's not get too real here.
Mhm.
Depression vibes.
I see you guys know who
Always.
White is. So
That's everything we
depressed,
do in this fucking.
All right.
Where's the angst gremlin emoji?
Okay. Let's do a quick break. Would 3 minutes be enough time, or do we want to make it like 25 past, and then we'll get rolling again?
Yeah, at
25
least five.
Yeah.
I'm gonna get a drink.
Okay, 5 minutes then.
okay.
All right. I'm gonna grab some food from downstairs.
Cool.
And then-
Hi, it's Dora, and I just wanted to thank you for listening. If you've enjoyed us, please consider leaving a rating on iTunes, telling your friends about us, or tweeting about our show using the FTLcast hashtag. No, seriously, we crave the validation and it helps us out. Your support really means a lot. Thanks again!